Smell that. It's throat coat and sweet tangerine. This is part 2 of my 9-month experience being locked up. So, like I said in the first one, first 3 months were in juvenile detention. The last 6 months were in a residential placement called Lakeside Academy. And that's what we'll be talking about today. So, June 16, I was transported from the juvenile detention. So, I just remember grabbing my street clothes that I came in with, put my clothes on, say goodbye to everybody there, the staff, right? And they drove me to this placement in Kalamazoo, Michigan, in the back of a police car, shackled up, right? And I just remember arriving at the facility and we did intake. So they, did all the paperwork, checked me in. I arrived at this place and I just felt unsettled, man. I just felt unsettled in my spirit. I did not like the vibe of this place. I just felt like, ooh boy. And at this time, I didn't know how long I was going to be there. So this place is like the last stop before prison. So it takes repeat offenders from all over the country. So California, Texas, Minnesota, Michigan, right? It takes people, juveniles, anywhere from, I think, 14 to 18 years old, from all across the country who have committed felonies or crimes that could get you in prison, right? So some of the worst of the worst, some of the baddest of the bad, right? It's full of gangbangers, full of, tough guys, full of all that stuff, kids with behavioral problems, this kind of thing, right? And it's set up like a campus. So you've got several different buildings. You have a schoolhouse, you have the cafeteria, you have the weight room, the Atlas, they called it, that's the gym. They have a basketball court, they call it the courthouse, and dorms. So it's set up by dorms. So I think there were 7 or 8, maybe 9 different dorms, probably up to 30 to 35 people on dorm. And you always have a bunkie, so everybody's got a bunkie, and this is the way that it's set up. So several different dorms grouped by, I think, somewhat your age and the types of crimes you're committing, so they kind of group you into your dorm based off of that. So I alternated between 2 different dorms there. They're named after Greek gods. So mine were Hercules and Helios. Those are my 2 dorms that I was in during my time there. And so this was a very painful, hostile environment. I just remember that first week, I was just in so much pain. It was just in my chest, in my stomach. It was just like, the place was so different than anywhere I've ever been. It was so hostile, so aggressive, right? It was just so much pain in the environment. It was, like mostly just full of gangbangers and kids with all types of issues, anger problems, this kind of thing. Staff were, a lot of the staff were terrible. They were rogue staff with big egos, the same mentality as the kids, except just grown-ass men and women. I think it was about 6 o'clock. They wake you up, the staff come, all right, get up, let's go, get up. And they wake everybody up. They wake you in your bunkie up. They go room to room yelling, let's go. And before the staff ever called anyone to get up, I was always the first one up. I'd open my eyes, I'd be up before everyone else. And the way the dorm is set up, there's a hallway. So there's a hallway and then you've got rooms on the sides. So it's a big long hallway. And when you're in your rooms, they have night staff patrolling. So every 15 minutes, you got to keep your door open. They're looking at you, they're checking, making sure everyone's there, everyone's, not doing anything. And the way when you want to get up to use the bathroom, what you do is you stick your hand out of the door. So you stick your hand out into the hall and then they're like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, can I go to the bathroom? And they're like, yeah, go ahead. And you go to the bathroom down the hall. You knock to make sure no one's in there because there's no locks. There's 4 bathrooms a dorm. There's no locks on the door. The way you do it is you knock. And if someone's in there, you yell, back. So, and it's funny because that carried with me when I came out. So I remember like when I got out of there and I would use the bathroom and someone would knock on the door, naturally I just yell back. Back, because that's what we did at this place. You yell back if someone knocks on the door while you're using the bathroom. And but like I said, always first one up. So before everyone was up, I'd go to the bathroom, I'd wash my face, get myself cleaned up, and make sure I was just kind of ready to go. And so when the staff came around yelling, let's go, let's go, you know, I'm already ready to go. I'm first one up while everyone's all groggy, dragging themselves out of bed. And then they'd gather us up, they get us in the sitting area, and they take attendance and do all this, and we go through the morning process. Now from here, we would either go to school or activities. You had no option to be alone. You had no option to stay behind and be in your room. You always had to be around the group and staff. You were never just able to say, hey, can I just stay in my room? No. You always had to go to all the activities. You always had to go to school. The only alone time you get is when you use the bathroom or take a shower. That's it. That's all the alone time you have. And so you're constantly just being mixed in with everybody, right? This place was probably 80% black, or maybe 70% black, 20% Mexican. The other 10% were white, Asian, and others, right? All right, so I got into several fights here. So my couple of my biggest ones, there was this dude named Jovan. So Jovan was this big black dude. He was from Muskegon, right? He was just one of those dudes who was just swole. He never lifts weights, doesn't play any sports, but he's just big for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Forearm veins popping, just built, big shoulders, right? And I remember, so one day we're in the cafeteria, and we got our trays. We're going and getting our food. And going down the lunch line, the lunch people are giving us our food, and then they have a little like condiment. It's like a school cafeteria, so they have the little condiment holder thing where they got, like, you know, some fruit, like peaches and corn syrup and shit, and they got salad dressings and this little table. And I was grabbing I had a salad, and I'm putting some dressing on my salad. And Jovan, he's across from me, so he was behind me in the line, and I go around and I putting some dressing on my salad. And Jovan's in a bad mood about something. Jovan went to see his therapist or his PO or something, and he's in a pissy mood. He's mumbling to himself, you know, just in a negative ass mood. And you know, and I put my dressing on my salad, and I put the spoon back in the dressing, you know, put the little spoon thing that you use to pour on your dressing. I put it back in the dressing. And I didn't even do anything. I didn't throw it. I didn't chuck it in there, nothing. And he's like, man, don't fucking throw that shit at me, blah, blah, blah. And he's just mumbling, right? But he made this little remark under his breath, like, man, don't fucking throw that shit at me. You know, we're just like across from each other like this. And I was not having it. I look up at him, I'm like, what? And he's like, don't fucking throw that shit at me. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, huh? And I'm like, man, you look like a fucking dog. And he's like, he looks at me, he's like, what? I'm like, you heard me. You look like a fucking dog. And he comes around the condiment table. I got my tray in my hands. He comes around, we're just face to face. He's like, you said what? And we're going back and forth for a second. We're shit talking, right? And, you know, I'm just sitting there looking at him. I'm holding my tray. Next thing I know, everything just goes black. Everything just goes black. And everything is just like ringing. That high-pitched ringing sound. And so basically what happened, I'm holding my tray, and then he just swings. So he just starts throwing haymakers like this at my head over and over again. And, you know, my tray of food goes flying all over the floor and shit. And I didn't know what was going on. Like, it was so sudden. I didn't even like see him flinch or anything. Like, my visual stimuli didn't even process that. It would just happen like that. 1 minute I'm standing there looking at it, the next minute everything's black, right? And all I was doing, I just instinctively covered my head, and I'm just like this, and I'm taking bing, bing, punch after punch to my temples. And he didn't knock me out because he wasn't hitting me in my jaw. He was hitting me in my temples, right? So he was just knocking my head around. And I couldn't feel anything, right? There was no pain or anything. I was just like, my brain got rattled around, so I couldn't, like, there was no, like, you know, reception to pain or what was going on. I was just instinctively just covering my head. I didn't know what was going on. I had no vision. I couldn't hear anything, right? It was just like, as each punch landed, I could just hear it. It was like I could just hear the vibration, if that makes sense, in my head. Like just a beep, 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 That's what it sounded like. It was just, you know, like that. That's the best way I could describe it, is I could just hear the sounds of the punches as they, you know, the vibration went through my head. That was it. He probably hit me like 10 or 12 times. I'm up against the wall like this, and he's just hitting my head. And then the staff finally come, they pull him off me, and I just look up, and I'm just like, I'm dazed, like, whoa, everything's spinning a little bit, but I'm just fine. The only thing, I just got like a couple little like knots on in my hair. My hair was longer, so you couldn't even see, like there was no visible damage done. Just like when I take a shower, I could like feel like little lumps on a couple spots, right? But he just hit me in the head like 12, 14, something like that times, just throwing the haymakers at my head. And we were still on the same dorm after that, so I would see him every day, walk past him every day, right? They didn't move him anywhere, they just kept him right where he was, you feel me? And yeah, man, I mean, that's what, we're just talking shit, and that's what it escalated to, you know what I'm saying? And so, another time, so this dude named Danny. So Danny was from Texas. He was this fat Mexican dude, like obese, this big ass fat Mexican dude, probably a little shorter than me. And I don't know what it was about Danny. Danny just couldn't figure me out, because the way I was there, guys, I was very just, I had so much pain and emotion inside of me, but I was just like, I learned to just kind of numb myself, and I was just stone-faced. I was just all the time, like I showed no emotion. So like people couldn't really figure me out because I didn't show any kind of anything. I was just so detached from everything. And Danny would just be coming up to me talking like, yeah, so where you from, bro, blah blah blah, like who you bang with, blah blah blah, and all this stuff. And you know, I'll just be, and he's like, oh, you like to spar, bro? You like to spar? And I'm like, you know, he's like, you want to go spar in a room, huh? You want to go spar in a room? And I'm just like, bro, whatever, bro, you know. And that's just kind of the way I responded to it. I'm just like, dude, whatever, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just people trying to come start shit, and I would just kind of block it out and just kind of just numb myself to everything. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to explain, guys. But, and so I went in my room one day, and I think I was grabbing up some laundry. I was gonna go wash my clothes because they had a couple of laundry things, a couple of washing machines in each dorm, and you wash your clothes. And Danny followed me in my room when the staff wasn't looking. He followed me in my room, and then he just starts throwing haymakers. So that's what everyone fucking does. They just throwing haymakers over and over. And he just threw body shots at me, so he didn't hit me in my head, right? But he just throwing body shots, just, you know, over and over. And I'm just completely caught off guard once again. Like, I just grab my clothes, I turn around, and then he's like right there, like in my face, and he's just and he's just pushing me back. Keep in mind, guys, I'm like 135, skinny ass white kid, and he's like probably got over 100 pounds on me, big fat Mexican dude, and he's just throwing haymakers over and over, boom boom, just hitting my shoulders, my chest, my sides, and I can't do anything because he's so fucking big. He just keeps pushing me back with all his weight and momentum. And I'm just taking these punches in my shoulder. You know, I got like sore shoulders, and you know, like when you get punched in your body, you get sore right there and shit. And so he finishes up, and then he just walks out of the room. And yeah, and then I go, and I'm just kind of shaken up, you know, like your central nervous system like fires up, and you're all, you know, your body's almost like a little shaky because, you know, your body's just like, what the fuck, I'm getting attacked, right? But I was just fine, just a little bit sore in my shoulders and shit. And I remember we're going to the Atlas. So the Atlas is the weight. This is where we lift the weights, right? This is the gym that they have there. And, you know, like an hour or so after this, we go there. And Danny goes there too. We're going to the weight room. And we're just outside. He's like, yeah, so how was that? And I'm like, man, that wasn't fair, bro. You just ran in on me. Like, I want a rematch. He looks at me. He's like, what? You for real? And I'm like, yeah, bro, that's not fair. You just ran in on me and started punching. You know what I'm saying? He's just like, he's looking at me like in disbelief, like I didn't get scared shitless. You know, he's just like, he thought he scared the living shit out of me. And on some degree, man, absolutely, there's like a certain fear there when someone comes and just punches on you, and you're weak, you're small. Like I said, 135, skinny white dude. But I was very good at just hiding my emotions, guys. And no matter what anyone did to me, like, I never showed any kind of fear. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never would let them know, like, they scared me. I would never act like I was afraid of them. I wouldn't be afraid to go by them or walk near them or even talk to them, right? And yeah, like I said, he's just looking at me like in disbelief. And yeah, it's kind of weird because we ended up kind of being cool after that in a sense. We would like work out together. We'd be doing curls, and then we punch each other's stomach while we're doing curls, like tightening up our abs and shit. We would talk about a couple things, and it would, I don't know, I think like on some level I just kind of gained his respect in a sense because I didn't get scared shitless after he was throwing all those shots at my body. So, and then there's another one. So this one, I wasn't in this one. This is a crazy one that I watched, and it was just, I got to share it with you guys. So there's this dude named Chris. Now Chris was like this almost like leprechaun looking white guy. He was probably Irish or something. He had a beard, and he was stocky and built as fuck. He was like a power lifter. He'd be doing squats, deadlifts, this kind of thing. One day we're in the cafeteria, we're eating our food. Chris is a couple tables down, and he's across from some dude, and they're talking or whatever. And so apparently this dude that he's talking to, he throws a milk carton that's open in his face. So he just, you know, he got mad about something and threw the milk in his face. And Chris just, he jumps up, fast as fuck, jumps up on top of the table, and he's about to start going at this dude, but the staff were right there, and they grabbed them both. They grab them both. They grab Chris, and they grab the other kid. They probably have they have two people on the one kid who threw the milk in his face. They have him pinned up against the wall, you know, like this. And then Chris, it was the craziest shit I've ever seen, because Chris is strong as a fucking bull. He had, I think, 3 staff holding him back like this. Right, they had him like this, and this dude, he is just taking steps towards this kid pinned on the wall, right? Like the kid's pinned against the wall right here by 2 staff. Chris is right here with 3 staff holding him back, and he's just making step after step. He's right, and he's just taking step after step. These 3 staff are like trying to hold him back, and he's just making progress towards this kid. And it was the most wild shit I've ever seen, bro. Strong as a fucking bull, and he was just filled with fucking rage in his eyes and shit. And he was just, it was one of the most wild things I've ever seen. He has 3 fucking adults holding him back, and he is just making steps towards this kid until they finally, I think 2 more staff come, and they finally get him on the floor and restrain him. It was one of the most wild things I've ever seen, man. And so, yeah, man, staff were fucking, there were so many rogue staff at this place, man. I think I said it before, they had just these big ass egos. Most of them, they had the same mentality as the kids, but as grown ass men and some women, right? And it was just, they would do something called flexing. So if the staff didn't like you, if you had like attitude or you were causing problems or whatnot, and the staff didn't like you for whatever reason, they would do something called flexing you. So they take you somewhere behind scenes, that means off camera. They take you somewhere off camera and they'd flex you, which basically means they put you in a restraint position, used like if you're getting in a fight or something like that. They put you in an uncomfortable position, put you in a chokehold, pin you to the floor and shit, so it's hard to breathe. This kind of thing. And this is what staff would do behind scenes to kids that they didn't like, right? And we actually had CPS, so Child Protective Services, came to interview us kids one by one in our dorm, asking us about staff, because staff were restraining kids without probable reason to do so. They were letting kids fight, right? I've seen staff, they would let other kids, like, man, I'm tired of that dude. Yeah, go ahead, beat his ass. Like, they would let kids go fight each other, right, and this kind of thing. And it was just, the place was completely rogue, guys. It was a very just nasty, negative, hostile environment, and I lived in this shit every day for 6 months. So this is where I really got into lifting weights. So they had the Atlas. That's what they call the gym. They had a weight room there. And we would, sometimes for our activity, we'd go to the weight room and lift weights, man. I'd be hitting my arms. I'd be doing triceps. I'd be hitting shoulders, right? And I really just loved the pump. Every time we had the opportunity to go to the weight room, I'd always go to the weight room, man. And it really just planted those seeds in me for that passion for fitness, man. Like I said, at nighttime, I would be working out in my room. So with my bunkie, he'd be reading a book or whatever, and I'd be busting out push-ups. I'd be doing crunches. I'd be doing Supermans on my bed, like getting my lower back. You know what I'm saying? You know the Supermans where you arch yourself like this, and I would do sheet curls. So I would take all my laundry. I would take my laundry and I put it in a big ass sheet like this, and I would tie it up, and so you could have a handle. And I'd be doing curls like this. Be doing crossbody hammer curls with my sheets, getting my arms on swole with a fucking a sheet in my dirty laundry. So, you know, these are the kind of workouts we'd be doing in our room at night. Most people didn't work out in their room at night. I was somebody I loved doing. I didn't do it every day, but this is where I started implementing that routine. Like, man, I want to get a good workout in tonight. I love getting a good pump, man. Just doing some push-ups in your room at night. Just you'd be like, hey, can I go to the bathroom? You stick your hand out. Hey, can I go to the bathroom? Like, yeah. And you just walk out. You got your chest all pumped up, fucking shoulders pumped, triceps pumped. You know, it was just a fucking amazing feeling getting that pump. You go look in the mirror, you're just on swole, feeling like the man. So, you know, I do tricep dips off my bed, right? So I really got into that working out even more heavily there, right? And this really planted that seed in me. And so also during this time, I would start tracking my workouts in my journal. So I'd be writing down my workouts, the workouts that I do at night in my room. I would write them down in my journal. I put a little check next to it when I got it done. And this is where the beauty of like tracking your workouts comes in, guys. When you track what you do, right, whether it's tracking your workouts, tracking your calories, tracking your macros, when you measure this kind of thing, it gives you another sense of accomplishment, right? When you can look back at your progress and just see what you've been doing, the progression you've been making, it's a game changer, right? And this is how you really learn to progressively overload and make yourself stronger, bigger, whatever it is that you want to do. So I just remember my last day. After 6 months, I had a bunkie named Michael at the time. Michael was cool. He was this Mexican dude from California. He had a big ass tattoo over his eyebrow, gangbanger, kind of a fatter dude, right? Shaved head, and but Michael was cool. We would stay up and we would talk. I'd be on the top bunk, he'd be on the bottom, and we would just be talking, making jokes and shit, laughing. And I just remember like, yeah, bro, I'm going home tomorrow. And he's like, man, wake me up when you get up, man. So I could say goodbye to you. And you know, morning comes, I could hardly sleep that night. The night I was about to go home, I could hardly fucking sleep. I was so excited, bro. You just all this, you know what I'm saying? Heart pumping. Like, seriously, guys, you know, coming out of this 9-month total stretch of pain and no freedom, man. Whew. It's a crazy feeling when you know you're going home. And I just remember getting up that morning. I pack up all my laundry and shit. I gather all my belongings. They tell me, you know, all right, Paul, we're going to leave in 1 hour. Blah, blah, blah. I wake up Michael before I go. I'm like, hey, bro, I'm out of here. We dap up. He's like, man, take it easy, bro. Stay safe out there. And I'm like, man, you too, man. And I leave. I'm driven. I'm transported home. And that was the end of it. I just remember getting out was a big adjustment, guys. I was not... it wasn't quite what I thought it would be. I was actually uncomfortable, very uneasy being back out in the free world. Like, I felt like out of place. Like, almost like I didn't belong in some sense. Like, just very uncomfortable. Like I said, just stone face. Like, emotionally numb. No social skills. I didn't really know how to talk to people because I really hardly talked the whole time I was there, right? Very, very little, very minimally. And it was just a big adjustment, man. Very big adjustment. It took a couple months to get readjusted to being back out in the free world. I was on tether. I was on GPS tether. Before this, I was on house arrest. Before all this even went down, I was actually on house arrest for my first set of charges. This time I was on tether, I think for a good 2 or 3 months. Probation for, I think, like almost a year. Drug tests and random drug tests, this kind of thing. And yeah, man. So that's really what it came down to. And I think the biggest things, the seeds that this planted in me, though, you guys need to understand that your pain, the pain that you go through in life, is there to teach you something. It's there to teach you a lesson. It's there to strengthen you. If I had not gone through all these things that I went through, all the pain that I endured, I wouldn't have developed my passion for exercise, for becoming my strongest version. for becoming the best me in every way, shape, and form, I would probably still be a skinny dude doing the same bullshit, robbing people at gunpoint, doing drugs, doing stupid shit, right? Because it's really that pain that forces you to grow. That adversity, that challenge, that discomfort in your life is what is supposed to be that prerequisite to your success, to becoming your best version, right? And this is what planted that seed in me, that burning desire to become bigger, stronger, better than I've ever been before, stronger mentally, right? It just planted all those seeds in me, man. It was the most pain I've ever felt in my life. But I look back on it now with the utmost gratitude because it was there for a reason. It happened for a reason. And without it, I don't know where I'd be. So yeah, man, I hope you guys enjoyed this story. Comment down below if you want me to speak on anything else. I'm gonna keep on putting up videos, highlighting my current walk in this life and the lessons that I'm learning, the things that are working for me, passing on the teachings. Subscribe if you're new. And yeah, man, you guys have a beautiful day. And I'm out.